It's Alea Antoine. You're listening to Tease podcast.
Everyone loves the tease. Stop.
But don't get too excited. I feel like you get asked this question either because they have no idea what's going on in your life, or they genuinely don't understand what's going on in your life, or they don't agree with what's going on in your life. Like you're doing something that is making them think you're mentally ill. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tease podcast. Happy Tuesday, bitches. It is so crazy that we are on episode 15. It's kind of crazy when you say it in the sense that, this has been going on for 15 weeks. Is that not a little crazy? First of all, if you're watching this and looking at my nails, I need to tell y'all a secret. And if you're not watching this, so my nails, they are currently in almond shape and they have silver lightning bolts all over them with gems. And here's the kicker. They were only $6 on Amazon. Sorry, I had to get into this before I started the episode. These press-ons are only $6. I glued them on with Ulta glue that I got at the store for $4. And the reason why I'm rocking the press-ons is I've actually been rocking them for I would say the past 7 months I've been doing press-ons. I used to be someone who would get my nails done all the time. I kid you not, guys, I did not see my nail bed from the age of 13 to I would say 20. From 13 to 20, I always had acrylics. All in high school, I would do fill after fill after fill, take them off, get them redone at the salon. I didn't even do breaks. And it got to the point to where my nails were so brittle that they were literally paper. My hands looked worse than a baby's. It literally looked like I had nubs for fingers. So I was like, okay, I cannot keep doing acrylics all the time. And this also happened at the same time that the nail inflation happened. I love you guys, but the nail girlies have gone absolutely crazy. I remember when I could get a set of acrylics for maybe $70, $80, and that was high end with a little design. Nowadays, with all the at-home studios and the social media hype, if you pay under $100 for nails, you must be rocking no acrylic on your natural nail, shellac. You must be getting shellac straight onto your nails if your cost is less than $100. I don't know what it is, but it's everything is so expensive with nails now. I tried to get a French tip set, and the lady, she was okay, I only do medium, small, medium, or large gem. And I was okay, can I do small? And she's well, I don't know what small is. And I was I just want a small. And she's you have to tell me exactly what you want. I tell her what I want, and she's that's medium. I'm I just want medium length nails. She's okay, well, I don't know what that is. You have to tell me where to clip it. I tell her, she's large nails. So I feel there's also just little hidden fees. And so I was getting to the point where I was paying almost $200 every month. And I was I just cannot live like this when my car note is close to the same amount of money. It's just not right. And I'm not living the party life that I want to live yet. So why would I be spending $200 to wear half of my days of acrylics in the same area or at the same job over and over? So yeah, Amazon, $6 press-ons. I've gotten long ones from there too. Anywho, let's get into the episode. Guys, these past couple days, these past couple weeks have just been, man, I feel every week my emotions around life and circumstances change. So I am actually recording this when I literally just got off of work a couple hours ago. I work the morning shift and I am not a morning person. Whenever I work a morning shift, I am fighting demons to smile at my table. And as a server, it's if you're not on hello everyone, server voice, people are gonna think that you're a complete bitch. So I go into work, I'm sucking it up, but it ended up being so much fun. When all your work besties are there and all the people you laugh with are there. I got breakfast, I brought coffee, so I was fuck yeah, this is gonna be a good day. And then I got in trouble at work for the first time ever. I got in trouble at work, and I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of take it somewhat personally. Like, no matter how much I don't take it personally, I do take it a little bit personally. And here's the backstory of what happened. So I was talking to my friend, and I don't even know what we were talking about. I think it was just we were talking in passing, and she was like, look, this is my little nephew. Isn't he so cute? And I was like, oh my God, your nephew's so cute. Like, he has little curly hair, blue eyes, and like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like boys always have like the best features. Like, my brother has like the longest eyelashes and the curliest hair out of all of us. And I was like, oh my God, so cute. So she's swiping through pictures of her nephew. And let's just say she swiped a little too far. She swiped a little too far. And I personally don't care. Like, everyone has those type of pictures in their phone. It's whatever. It was just the fact that like we're at work and I was trying to look at pictures of like her baby nephew, like the contrast. Like, it would have been different if it was like, oh, my outfit. Ooh, ah, you know what I mean? But like going from like pictures of like a baby to like that was just like, I lost my shit. I was laughing so hard. Like, I was doing the thing where you laugh and then you're like ugly crying, and like we're both just laughing. The hostess and the busser are both like, what happened? We tell them, so we're all laughing, right? And normally, like, I feel like people like to see their server smile. Like, I would think that if you're getting like, I don't know, help from someone, you want to like make sure that they're like a happy human too. So all of our tables look cool, but I guess like one of the managers was like meeting with someone, and he told us, well, he didn't tell us directly. He told a messenger to tell us that we needed to shut the fuck up and stop laughing. And I have this thing to where like, whatever the opposite of a victim mentality is what I have. Like, I am like a perpetrator mentality. Like, I think that every single thing is my fault. And honestly, that could be considered a little bit egotistical. Like, how do I make myself responsible for everyone laughing? Like, bitch, you're not that funny. But he told us to stop laughing. Of course, I was like, oh my God, like, I made everyone get in trouble. I'm the reason everyone's laughing. It's just so hard being the reason. You know what? It actually wasn't just me who was thinking like that. I think everyone else was, because we're all a bunch of girls. So we're all thinking, oh my God, it's my fault. And after that, the rest of the shift was just awkward. But other than that, it was a lot of fun. I came home, chilled out in my bed, and took a deep breath and got ready for the pod. Other than that, this week, me and Kai went to a WNBA game. We went to see the Seattle Storm versus the Aces. It was honestly a really good game. I love women's sports. I love women's basketball, as we all do. I do have to say that aside from like saying it in a I like women's sports type of way, I actually mean that like it is so cool seeing like the girlies get the hype that they deserve. Like, we went to a basketball game last year and that shit was not packed. Like, or was it 2 years ago? Maybe it was last year or 2 years ago. It was before LSU did their big one. So when we went, it was not packed. I actually wore an orange jumpsuit, which honestly still haunts me to this day. I wore an orange thin Fashion Nova jumpsuit with like no padding and no bra. The fact that Kai like didn't say anything, burn him. But we went to the WNBA game. It was really good, and the turnout was insane. Like, it was double the amount of people from last time, so it was like really cool to see that. And it was also cool because it was a date that me and Kai had been planning like a while before, and like we actually bought the wrong tickets. Whenever we were trying to buy the tickets for it, we bought tickets to the California game because we just can't read, and we were like, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, same fucking thing. And despite that, we got the actual tickets, and we have been going on dates lately, and we have not been arguing. Is it just me? But like, in a relationship, we used to have this thing where before we'd go out on a date, go with friends, we would fucking argue the entire time. And I'm not talking about like at the actual event. We have some decorum. We're not that couple. I mean like the steps leading up to it, the getting ready process to the drive over there was a full-on bloodbath, a war going on. It's like, pick a side, we're duking it out. I don't know what the prize is, but I want to win. Like, I don't know what prompted it. I think that it had to do with like being late and like, I don't know, we would just go at each other's throats. But I think it's because getting ready is already just such a high stress situation. And we do like live outside of the radius. So like our drives are always at the very minimum 20 minutes. So maybe that's why, but we just used to argue every time we go out. Like we would ruin our own dates. And one thing that I really liked about this one was that we went to the game. I couldn't get my camera in. We had to go back. We got Momiji's, which was a sushi place after, and like no arguments. I don't know how we did this. Wait, actually, there was one pivotal moment that I think helped break that fighting cycle. And I think it was because like I lost my shit probably. It was probably me. And I was just like, that's it. We ruined every single thing. I'm crying. Done. And then we just had like this really long conversation. I think this was like a couple months ago. And we were like, let's break down the past like 5 to 10 arguments we've had while we're about to go out, and let's pinpoint where the argument started and let's figure it out. So I think that like some of the top reasons that we started arguing were hunger. We wouldn't eat before going out to dinner so that we would be fucking hangry. So pro tip, have a snack before dinner. It also saves you from spending a fucking bag at the dinner. Like if you have like just like a couple Tyson chicken nuggets 2 hours before you go out to dinner, then maybe you won't like order with your eyes and then waste like $20. So I think that one of them was we addressed hunger. We also started picking out our outfits earlier. Ooh, getting ready time. I realized that like I love Instagram pictures before doing anything. And so I was like, okay, we need to start leaving with a 30-minute gap for pictures. That sounds very, I don't want to actually hear anyone's opinions about this. I know how it sounds, but if it's important to me, that's my truth. And I have to, I have to own it and I have to do something about it, because I am definitely the type to where I'll be like, I mean, I just wore this outfit for nothing. I mean, I guess I just wasted a good outfit. You know, I posted this on my story and I posted this on this. Now I can't wear it for this long. And I didn't even get a fucking picture in it. That is literally me. So I started factoring in more time for that. I also started getting ready a lot earlier because like if I wanted to like take pictures, do content or whatever, at least I had that time, because I definitely used to be the person who would like get ready with like an hour to spare. Like I am rushing, and I still do that a lot, but now I'm like, okay, if we're not going somewhere where I want pictures, then I can get ready later. But if I want pictures, get ready earlier. You know what I mean? I think that was another reason. Hunger, I think also picking out who was going to drive beforehand. Because one thing in like a WLW, lesbian, gay, whatever relationship, who's the passenger princess? Who is it? You have to rock, paper, scissors to like the death to figure out who gets to be making TikToks in the passenger seat and who is going to be fighting for their life in traffic. Like, so that was one of the other things. And then I also think just planning out what we were going to do in advance. Like, I'm spontaneous, but like, I think just having a little bit of structure in your day helps. Like, don't just be like, we'll just do whatever. At least like be like, we'll do whatever in this area. We'll do whatever at this time. We'll do whatever with this vibe. So we started like narrowing it down more. I don't know. That was just a little tangent, but I think that it could help a lot of people, because unless we're just actually batshit crazy, there's no way that no one else is like constantly fighting before every single event. Other than that, I've just been working. I am recording this one at night because normally I record at the morning, but literally I have work, Portland, drive back from Portland in the morning, work at night, work. It is grind season, baby. And I have to admit, I think that there is a chance that we may be able to actually do the move. I have been manifesting, and more than manifesting, I have been hyper fixating. I have been watching YouTube videos of the places that I want to live. I have been typing in on Pinterest, cityscape, and I just scroll. I have been watching endless TikToks about different jobs that I can do. I honestly think that it could happen. But here's the thing. If we were to move around the next couple months, right? No one talks about how much it sucks to move around the holidays. I have been going to Target, been going to all the little stores, right? I'm looking at the cute little skeletons. Now, girl Halloween has been normalized. So there's like pink Halloween decorations everywhere. And the fact that like I can't get any pissing me off. Of course, now is when all the Facebook Marketplace deals are like going off too. And so moving does suck in the way that like you can't buy a bunch of stuff for your place until you know for sure that you have enough money for the actual new place. But guys, guess what I just got via text, via digital alert? My digital diploma is here. I did not lie officially. I officially graduated and I got my diploma sent to me. I love how it's like an e-diploma. It literally said, Alea, your digital diploma is here. Like how saucy, how flossy of it. But you know what makes me feel more like I graduated than getting the diploma? It is the question that I received from my grandma the other day. Guys, I finally got the question that marks you from child to adult, from student to working woman. I finally got the question that really marks what life embodies as a 22-year-old. So, my grandma called me the other day and we hadn't spoken in like, I think a little bit over a week. And like, I try to make an effort to talk to my family like at least once a week. So it was like, oh, fuck, like, you know, grandmas, they get personally victimized every time that you like don't call them. She calls me, I answer, we're chatting up and she's like, Alea, I missed you so much, and she's like, how's work been? Like, what have you been up to? And I was like, oh, you know, like I'm working on the podcast and I'm bartending a lot. And she starts laughing a lot and is like, bartending? Well, that doesn't make sense. You don't even have the personality to bartend. Ouch. And I'm like, oh, well, no, I'm actually pretty good at it. Like, I've actually been doing more bartending than anything else. Like, that's what I get scheduled for the most. She was like, okay. And she was like, so you're doing that and like the freelancing is Tease, the podcast, aka you guys, aka us, aka what we have together. And I'm like, yes, that's what I've been doing. And she goes, I just have a quick question for you. And I was like, what? And she was like, do you want more in life? I finally got the question that everyone gets from their parents at that 20s age. Do you want more in life? And I feel like you get asked this question either because they have no idea what's going on in your life, or they genuinely don't understand what's going on in your life, or they don't agree with what's going on in your life. Like you're doing something that is making them think you're mentally ill. You don't know where you want to go in life. You want to be a 16-year-old forever. I don't know. I got asked that question and I was extremely taken aback. And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, do you want more life? Like, no shame. And she's like, and then just goes on this whole rant about like how I have these skills and all this stuff. And I actually had her on speaker, so Kai heard the entire thing, and we had a very good discussion about it after, because it turns out that Kai got asked the same question by their dad, except in Spanish, and it was phrased as, don't you want more life? So then we started going back and forth. Well, which one is worse? Do you want more in life, or don't you want more in life? Which one is more condescending? Which one just makes you want to curl up in your bed and restart your vision board? And I don't want to like go back and forth and pretend like I'm having this conversation completely new and fresh, because I don't know. I don't think that I'm capable of like faking a lot of stuff. So I am going to play all the voice recording that I took of us, because I don't know if you'll know this if you haven't seen the TikTok I made for my podcast setup, but whenever I start a new episode, like the beginning of that week, I just do voice memos throughout the week, kind of like a vocal journal, and I use that to put together the actual episodes. So I recorded our conversation, but it's so funny, like when it's real and raw. So I just want to play it for you guys. That way y'all can hear both of our thesis statements and tell me which one is worse. Do you want more or don't you want more? Okay, this is the voice memo.
Me and Kai are talking. I guess Kai's dad told him the same thing, but in Spanish, screaming over the phone, "No quieres más en la vida." But the question is, what's worse? Don't you want more in life, or do you want more in life? What do I say? I think "don't you want more in life" is rude, but it's kind of like you're already in the conversation. Something about "do you want more in life" is like you're even prompting the conversation, so it's just like...
It's like they want you to, like, I don't know. I feel like the "do you want more in life" is kind of invalidating your intelligence.
Yeah, I think "do you want more in life" is worse.
Like, obviously, like, you're gonna answer, like, yes.
Yeah.
Do you want more in life?
Yeah. I think that one's worse. However, your dad said it in Spanish, so he gets bonus points, and it's the same.
It's true.
Okay, so it sounds like we came to a consensus, but then we thought about it for like 5 more minutes, and now here is devil's advocate.
I think that one's worse. However, your dad said it in Spanish, so he gets bonus points, and it's the same.
It's true.
Keep going.
I feel like she gave you the option of, like, okay, do you want more in life? Like she gave you the option to say, like,
yes or no.
Or, like, she gave you the option to be, like, to think to yourself, like, do I want more in life? Because, like, am I, like, going for the right thing or am I going for the wrong thing? But, like,
don't you want more in life is just saying, like,
your plan is just absolute shit. That's what I feel like the don't is like. The don't is like, don't you want more in life? It's like your plan, like the only
shit.
Like it's just
like
shit.
There's no option. Like you clearly don't want more.
Like you clearly don't. Like you clearly have put yourself so low. Like
it's like, don't you want more? That is very.
But the do is like, oh, like, do you want more in life?
Because do, like, I guess you could also, like, use this, like, let's say we're all working at a restaurant, right? And most people work there because they want something else. You go, oh, do you want more in life than, like, working here? That is, it's still, like, it's still kind of condescending and rude.
Like, it's not, it's like, she's still, like, she's saying, like, do you want more in life? Like, like, you know, like, do you see yourself doing more? Like, what do you see yourself doing? Or, like, is this just what you want to do?
Yeah.
But, like, don't you want...
Honestly, if now that I think she would have hit me with the don't, I would have hung up.
Because the don't is honestly just saying, like, straight up, like, they don't agree with you. Like, they don't think that you... They think your plan is absolute shit and, like, you shouldn't have it.
The worst part about this is she should have dropped this bar before we filmed the last episode.
That was our debate. That was a very candid conversation. My favorite part was where I said she should have dropped this bar, because she honestly should have dropped the bar before the episode that Kai was on, because I would have loved to have that convo, like, right in front of you guys. But yeah, I don't know which is worse. Right now on the don't side of things, but I think that one, like, canon event experience that we all face as adults is getting the question, what the fuck are you doing? I think it comes at different times. Some people get it in high school. Some people get it when they can't choose their major. They're on their 5th year of college and your parents are like, what are you doing? Some people get it when they quit their job and they pivot to something else. I know a lot of people who probably nowadays gave up, like, an in-person 9 to 5 to do something online. Hear that all the time. But man, it is really annoying when you have anyone, especially like family or people close to you, like, questioning the path that you're on if you have already kind of set that path for yourself. I think if you're in the questioning phase and all that stuff, yes, it's still annoying, but maybe you can give the other people in your life more grace because you're like, dude, I get your confusion, I don't know too. But there's something, like, extra stingy about it when, like, you know exactly what you want, you're going for it, and then you have people in your life like, what the fuck are you doing? I think that's kind of like what also motivates a lot of people. Like, sometimes when I'm down, I tend to listen to, like, a lot of motivational speeches, and a lot of people say that, like, that question they got the whole time. Like, people were always like, what are you doing? Their parents especially were like, what is going on? You know what I mean? But it is really difficult to deal with that question. And I definitely think that it can like make you second guess yourself, especially when you're trying to like go against the grain. I am not in any ways trying to make a segment to like come at my grandma, but I do recognize that like she is from a completely different time period, like especially people older in your life. Like, I don't think that she even really knows like what happens online, digitally, and the careers that can come from it and all that stuff. So I do give like so much grace. And honestly, I'm not mad about the question at all. I would have gotten the question from someone in my life eventually. Honestly, not my mom. I got really lucky. My mom is not the type to do that. But like when I went to Texas, her best friend, I'm scared to say this because I think she watches the podcast, but my mom like is the type of parent to where she's like, I don't want to know. She doesn't stalk me on Insta. She doesn't stalk the pod. She's like, you know what? Let me know. And I trust what you tell me is happening. You know what I mean? And so I guess her friend showed it to her. And my mom's like, hey girl, I know who Highway Girl is. I know who this girl is. I know, like, she was just asking me so many questions. She brought up the episode with me and Kai. This was before we were back together. I forgot what part she talked about. But she was saying all these things. And I was like, oh my God, you listened to the episodes. And in my head, I'm like, oh, which episode, which one, you know what I mean? But she honestly didn't ask that many follow-up questions. Like, there still wasn't a lot. But when I saw her friend, it was like question after question after question. Which, like, I get it. Like, she knew me as a kid, too. You know what I mean? But, you know what one of the funny questions was? She asked me, my mom's best friend asked me, is Kai your sugar daddy? How inclusive, first of all. I think Kai liked the fact that they qualify for daddy status for sugar daddies. Yeah, so that was one, but I think that the question is going to hit you from one angle or another. So if it wasn't going to be my grandma, it was going to be someone else that was going to ask me that. But it definitely just was so shocking because I'm like, girl, I just graduated a month ago. Like, I just got out. I am literally a teenager. I am literally 16. And that's how it feels. It's honestly crazy. Like, I can't even comprehend that I'm 22. Now I wonder if this is why some 40-year-olds like act like they're like 15, is because like their brain never comprehended it, and then life just kept going, and they're like, no, this age doesn't work for me. Yeah, there's something really stingy about that question. I want to give advice to like navigate it, but I don't have that advice right now. I think the best thing that you can do is just like keep your head in the game and use it as a motivator, because after we had that phone call, best believe I was editing to save my life, because I'm like, you know what talks? Success talk, results talk. And there are some people to where they're really not going to understand the process. You just have to trust the process. But there's a lot of people in your life that aren't going to understand the process. All they understand is results. So while you're still in the process, you kind of have to put on blinders and be like, don't worry, guys, this will all make sense in a second. But I do have to say that question did especially suck, because I have been dealing with like so much burnout lately. Like how I was saying, how I've been like working back to back and how I plan to keep doing that. Like, guys, I am feeling burnt the fuck out. Like, I can feel my battery running low. I have been at a point to where I'm drinking a coffee in the beginning of the day, a coffee at the end of the day. Oh, and here's the thing, like, I know what burnout is. This isn't like the cute little, I'm burnt out, I need rest and need to take a nap. You know what I mean? Like, I actually get like chronically burnt out. I think that it's like, I went to the doctor for it too. Something about the way that my hormones are and the way my anxiety levels are and the way that I handle stress. It just like is one chaotic potion for burnout. And there has been many, many a times to where I have passed out, I have gotten dizzy, I have gotten actually sick, vomited, been bed rested. Like, I have burnt myself out many a times in my life. And here's how it usually happens is I have a goal, right? And my thing is like, I'm a very all or nothing person. I don't know balance to save my life. So I can either not work at all and just take like 5 months off. And trust me, I've done that. Or I'm working and I'm working like 7 days a week. I'm working doubles. I'm working this. Like, to get myself to leave work to come home today, I had to make my manager tell me like to go home because I was like, are you sure you don't need me? Are you sure like I could just record tomorrow and I could do this? And they're like, Alea, like we're good, honey, like go home. And I'm like, but money, you know what I mean? And so I don't know balance. And so a lot of times when I have like this big goal, like the very last, not the last one, but like one that I can distinctly remember was when I was in Texas and I was about to move to Seattle. I was like, okay, I need to work a shit ton. That way, when I get to Seattle, I don't have to like immediately find a job. And so I had scheduled myself like Monday through Friday, double on Friday, double on Saturday. I didn't even make it past the first double because I literally was so burnt out that I couldn't even get out of bed. And it wasn't like a dramatic like, oh no, I'm lazy. No, like it would have taken my entire body strength to get out of my bed. I was the equivalent of like a limp hot dog, a limp dick, I was not there. Like I was just a mass of a body. You know what I mean? Like I could not get up. There was another time, right, when I was getting ready to move from my mom's house to my townhouse in San Antonio. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pick up a bunch of shifts at Hooters. I'm going to work back to back. I broke out in an entire eczema rash on my neck. My entire neck, you guys, was peeled off. Like my skin was literally flaking all right here. I'm literally getting chills right now. My skin was completely flaking and falling off. Oh, I need to find a picture. I probably didn't take a picture because I don't like taking pictures of bad moments in my life. Okay, I found one. Guys, don't judge me for this. My skin looks terrible, but I was so stressed out from like getting ready to move and all that stuff. Wait, this one was actually, I think when might have been getting ready to move to Seattle. Yeah, this must have happened twice. So this happened twice to me, actually. This is not a one-time thing. So this picture's from when I was moving to Seattle also. My skin completely popped out of my face. If you want to know how to get rid of acne, get rid of stress. And my whole skin was peeling. Look at how bad that is. Look at how bad. Like my whole face is zitted out and my neck is peeling off like I have leprosy. It was absolutely terrible. That's what I mean when I say that like I burn out to the ground. So I am really trying to avoid something like that happen again. One, because I would never come on camera and do a podcast. If my skin happens to look like that again because I exhausted myself, I will have to take a week off because I can't do it. So I've been trying to like do things to not burn out. But I think that's why that question did really kind of bother me. I just had said that it didn't bother me. Look at me being contradictory. But I think that's why it did bother me a little bit, is because it's like, man, I'm already trying so hard. I already feel like I'm not doing enough. I already feel behind. I already feel like I have so much more to do. And then to be in one of the most heightened, stressful times of my life, to be asked the question, don't you want more in life? While I am currently working for more in life, was just really, really irritating. It really irked me. But I would like to give y'all some ways that you could fight against a burnout. I don't want to say that I am an expert at this because I clearly don't know how to completely tackle it, but I have been getting a lot better with it. And some things that I've started doing are, one, I started looking at my purpose for everything. So like with my job, for instance, the purpose of getting that job was to, one, save up to move, and to, two, have consistent income while making this podcast and getting it started. So when I was thinking about staying longer, like one thing I did tell myself was, don't put the podcast on the back burner when the podcast pushed you to be in this amazing position to look for the job. So looking for your purpose in things, because like, if you don't have like that hierarchy of what you need at that moment and value, then you're going to over prioritize absolutely everything. And that will make it really easy to burn out. Like for instance, on my personal accounts, I have not been posting as many reels and stuff. And it's been really bothering me. And I was telling Kai, I was like, I feel like I'm slacking, like nothing my stuff is going to grow ever. But Kai brought it to my attention and was like, right now you can't prioritize everything. You need to pick out what's important. And right now, working in person and bartending, because getting a consistent cash flow is important and getting this podcast is important. So those are my two top priorities. And before that, it was finishing my degree. And that's what I did. Another way that I've done it is, let me show y'all. I got this like planner. Look at this. It's literally a planner by the week. And I use this whenever like my work schedule isn't very comprehensible. I don't know, like if my schedule is like not a consistent night shift or a consistent morning shift, I kind of get scrambled in my brain. So I use this to like plan it out. And I like this type because it's not just like a calendar where it gives you a little box per day. This one literally has a chunk for Monday, a chunk for Tuesday, a to-do list, notes, top priority, low priority, follow up on this. So actually, like, if you're not at a job or a place that gives you a schedule, making your schedule is going to be very, very important. I think that that's honestly one of the reasons why I do love going into work and bartending at the golf course so much, is that it gives me so much structure. Like sometimes I feel like I get more stuff done on my work days than on my off days. Like, because on my work days, I'll work at home, go to work at 3, work till like maybe 9, and then come home, do a little bit of work, and then rest. Like, I love those days. It makes me feel so productive. And I'm like, oh my God, I made money too. You know what I mean? So I think that like scheduling, prioritizing, definitely like getting rest. But when I say getting rest, I mean like literally doing activities that shut your brain off. I am not advocating for drug use, but it's no secret that I smoke weed. I think I've talked about that a million times on this show. If you're in a state that's legal and you can do a little huff and puff, you could pop a little gummy before you go to bed, do it, because that helps me relax so much. It just like helps me just let down my shoulders. And when you rest, like get off your phone. And one way that I get off of my phone is I like will hide it from myself. I will put my phone in my laundry bin and then lay in the bed and like watch some mind-numbing TV show. This week, it was The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I was very impressed with it. I thought it was so good. I loved how they like were cool with admitting exactly what their goals were. That what they wanted was like online to become big. Like, I thought that was really cool because a lot of people don't like to admit that. It was a lot of drama. I'm a sucker for reality TV. And the new Salt Lake City Housewives season came out. I mean, Utah is killing it. And that's me saying that I love the Utah reality TV shows. I mean, they clearly must be good because they're expanding way beyond their demographic. But watch like something that mind numbs you, or do an activity that just mind numbs you. Like, you know, like going on a walk, playing with your dog, something to where you're not thinking about everyday life. Another way that I have fought burnout is going outside. Sometimes I used to do days to where I was like, I have so much to do working from home. I have to do emails, I have to do this. So I'd stay home all day at work. And I found out that actually messes with your mood, your nervous system, and it actually can lead to like depression. So making sure that you get some sunshine, some daylight, some outdoor time during the day is going to be really important. I actually, on Wednesday, I was like, I'm so lazy. I don't want to do anything. And so I've been recently, I have a bone to pick with the girlies. Y'all took all the digital cameras. I've been looking for a digital camera because I feel so awkward, like bringing my podcasting one around everywhere, because I'm like, this feels dangerous. This feels risky. It's big. It takes amazing photos, but like, should I really take my podcasting camera everywhere? Like, I'm so clumsy. I lose shit. Like, so I've been trying to find like a nice compact camera because the G7X is like thousands of dollars now. Thanks, guys. And I couldn't find any online. Everyone's buying them. So I thought that I would go to like an in-person store. I don't know. I thought that it would be like vintage and like old-timey of me to like in-person shop. I am not like other girls. I shop in person. I'm like practically vintage. I see why it doesn't work though, because I went to a camera store and it only had 4 cameras. I was like, this is why online is taking over. But I just decided to do a little side quest. Doing a little side quest that you've been hyper fixating on. I did that. And then I went to Target. I love how I said I wanted to do a solo date type of day, a self-care type of date. I went to Target. Stereotypical. And then I went to Michael's because they were having a sale. I think I'm actually going to be taking up a hobby now too, which I think can help with burnout. I did hear that like doing like what is it called for kids? Doing productive play is going to be good for burnout too. So like finding a hobby or doing something productive while you're resting. So I have a hard time finding necklaces that I like. So I think I'm going to start making my own necklaces, not for like sale or anything, but just because like I want something that fit my style, you know? So doing that. And you see, I would have never thought of that idea if I didn't leave the fucking house. You know what I mean? I got Krispy Kreme donuts. That is not healthy, but I was craving it, and I came home because I fought the demons. I didn't get the Krispy Kreme, but then I couldn't find a parking spot. So I was like, well, the universe is literally telling me leave and go get donuts, you know? So like doing errands, doing little doses of serotonin, sometimes just giving into your own cravings, giving into that has been really good. Getting sunlight, having that schedule. And then also I think one thing that will help is like figure out your main stressor. Like, one thing that was stressing me out before was money, so I got a job. If you're stressing about, like, a degree or school, or, like, you're stressing about homework, just do it so it's out of your mind. If I'm stressing about recording, just fucking record so you stop thinking about it. Like, stop procrastinating and start doing stuff, because half of the time, I end up losing more of my life procrastinating because then I'm not doing anything productive. I'm not resting. My brain's not turned off, and I'm also not doing what I need to do. So I really, like, tried my best to stop procrastinating and just start doing, and I think that will help for burnout. And then also just realize that, like, especially if you're at like the same point in life that I'm kind of at, you don't have a lot of help. It's only you, and there's only so much that you can do. Even if you do have a lot of help, sometimes a lot of help, there still is need for more help. There's only so much that you can do. There's only 24 hours in a day, and it's impossible to get everything done. And I am constantly reminding myself of that. And one thing that has been helping me, this is going to sound sad, but I don't think it's that bad, is when I like feel really stressed out, especially at work. Like if I have like an annoying table and I'm feeling burnt out, I just tell myself in my head, this moment is not going to last forever. Eventually, this terrible moment will be over. Eventually, it will be done, and I will have moved on, and it will just be a story for the podcast. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, that is all that I have for y'all this week. Please do not burn yourself out. Please do not procrastinate. Don't end up with your skin falling off because you don't know how to take a break, girlfriend. Be sure to rate and review on Spotify and Apple. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow the pod at Tease Pod on Insta, at Tease Podcast on all other platforms. And be sure to tune in every Tease Tuesday and leave your stories, questions, and advice with the link in the bio and the link in the episode description. I am really coming at you full force. I love you guys, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.